I just went ziplining for the first time ever and I had a blast. You get going up to 35 miles per hour on these zip lines while hanging 100 to 200 feet up in the air. Now this sort of speed is actually important for what we're going to be talking about here today, and that is of course the kettlebell snatch. The kettlebell snatch is one of my favorite exercises because of all the benefits it delivers. It is a whole body exercise, working the same muscles as the swing, the hips, the legs, the back, but it also adds even more benefit, working the arm a bit more with the grip especially and the lockout position, basically from head to toe. It is really explosive movement and great for building conditioning, and with it you can push up your conditioning levels to unheard of levels, really. Go further than most people think is possible. To be honest, long tests of endurance, long workouts bore me. Going about 10 minutes is about the maximum of my attention span. But when you're doing the snatch, you have no time to get bored because it can be that intense of an exercise. And the truth is, by working shorter, more intense bouts of exercise, you get far more benefits from doing so than long, drawn-out affairs. If you do a 10-minute snatch and work up to that ability, that's going to transfer over to longer, more cardio-based workouts. Need to go on a 6-hour hike? No problem. You need the sort of endurance that can last you 5 minutes in the ring? The kettlebell snatch will get you there. And if you have no real activities, just want to shed fat off your body, the kettlebell snatch, again, can deliver those results to you. I mean, think about it. If you could get all the benefits, all the strength and conditioning you need in just a short 10-minute workout, wouldn't you do it? If I had to pick only one exercise, the top of my list, the kettlebell snatch, would be right there because it delivers more than the vast majority of exercises out there. Let's talk about speed and how great it is. All sports are played explosively. Even powerlifters, while those weights may not move very quickly, they are trying to move them as fast as possible the entire time. And a bunch of my friends are finding for themselves and the clients they work with that having more speed work in their workouts is causing faster tissue turnover. What this means is you recover better, you build muscle faster, and you will shed the fat faster and going slower with the same sort of movements. The bottom line is work faster, get faster results. If you look at the kettlebell sport, the movements, while explosive, are done without this snap. It's more of a waiting, endurance game. I wanted the same ability while at the same time getting the benefits of speed. So that's what I've done. I've gotten the fastest snatch technique out there. The GS athletes recommend going as slow as 12 reps per minute in a snatch. I'm sorry, but I can't go that slow. Do you want to be a sloth or a cheetah? Now, I'm not knocking the sport. It takes tremendous ability to be able to compete at that level. But some of the top guys are recommending that they take these sport movements and apply them to everyday people doing everyday fitness. Now, one specific thing about this bothers me. Why would you want to take something that really will artificially limit your numbers, like doing one hand switch during a test that occurs in the competitions, and do that to your fitness? For the vast majority of people, the hands are going to be the weak point, even if they do multiple hand switches. So they're not going to get the conditioning, the explosiveness, those benefits from doing the snatch test if they're only switching hands a single time. You can go faster, you can go further, and you'll get all the benefits for doing so, not just your hands holding you back. I look back at my old workout journal, and there's a hint there of workout journals dating back to once I got serious about training, to look and find the time when I did my first ever 10-minute snatch test. It was on a Monday, July 3rd in 2006. 24 kilogram bell, multiple hand switches, 10 minutes long, only 131 reps. That's not very good. The sad part is I had been training with kettlebells for about 2 years and was actually an RKC at that point. started working on it then, started going further with it. It took me just under a year. On May 5th, 2007, I hit 201 reps, thus completing that 200 goal I had at the time. I went through the RKC several times, and it was great for an introduction to get me going with kettlebells and all I learned from them. A couple years after that, I went through the American Kettlebell Club, learning from Valery Fedorenko, the gear sport style of kettlebell lifting. And it was great to know these different things. While there's so much fighting between them saying one way is wrong, the other way is wrong, and lifting, both of them are good. It depends on what you are going for. Want to really build that explosiveness and be able to put a heavy kettlebell overhead, then the RKC style of training is going to allow you to snatch heavier and do it in a safe manner. Want to go for a longer time period to build that endurance, then the gear sport style is the way to go. But if you want speed, if you want the best of both worlds, then my domination technique, which is the combination of the two, taking what works and what's best from each system, discarding the rest, and also adding some of my own unique things into it, is what allowed me to become the fastest person at the kettlebell snatch there is. This is what has allowed me to hit 301 reps at just 185 and 6'2". This is what will allow me to go even further, including with heavier bells.
Lest you think that my style of snatching is all about sacrificing form in order to go faster, let me assure you that that is not the case. For the vast majority of time, and all people, I do not recommend sacrificing form in order to go faster. What you saw in the 301 video was a special case that I needed to go faster to actually cut the reps a little short in order to approach that sort of speed and to show you what can be done with this exercise. But the majority of people aren't close to that level, and they can work and really build the speed, build the conditioning, build the explosiveness, along with getting a full lockout. So if anyone's worried about this technique somehow hurting them, which I've seen no problems with that, or that it's not a complete rep, there's no issues there. And to further address this point, I'm going to show you a video here of me snatching a 32 kilogram bell. This is a 5-minute test in which I hit 105 reps. Now let me tell you, this is a little older clip. I was going to shoot a brand new one for you here and aim for about 120 because I think I can hit that level somewhere around there. But I set out to do the test and didn't hit the record button, so no luck there. I tried to do it again today, but my body just wasn't into doing it 2 days in a row, so I can't show it. Luckily, I had this older footage that can address all these issues. Still working fast, still building the explosiveness, still building the speed, all that together, and the conditioning, and doing it with a full and complete lockout. I'm sure there's a couple people that will still have problems with this for one reason or another, but hopefully this addresses all those issues for you and everyone else. So here we go with it. 32 kilograms.
There are things in watching these clips of me snatching that I'm sure you can pick up and even apply to your own training. But there are other things, less obvious, that make a big difference. And some of these I'll be pointing out to you in the next video here. Got a lot more on technique to show you, so stay tuned for that. Any questions or comments, please write them below, and I'll do my best to answer every single one you got.